Okay, so my beautiful Cancers, it looks like in your first position you have the Two of Swords, so this is you now. If this is not you, well, this is in your now. So the Two of Swords is about getting like you're ready to make a decision about something, but you feel like you don't have enough information yet. Like you feel like something needs to come about before you can make this decision about something. So it looks like you're going back and forth about something, and you kind of know where it's going, but you're waiting for enough information. Now, this could be about a person. This could be about, I kind of feel like, for some of you, it could be, where you're going to live, or where you're going to work, or, it could be whatever your focus is in. But either way, you're having this decision that you're having to make. And when this card comes up, they always say, you have enough information. You have everything, see, because you feel like you don't, but you have everything within you to make the decision. You just have to make that decision, right? But you have enough information. Just go within and think about it and feel it, and then make your decision. You kind of already know what it is. You're just waiting for like more things to come about, right? So what's crossing you is the Lovers card. So this is Spirit's advice in this situation. So if you've never seen me before, the Lovers card is a 50-50 card to me. It means you and that person, or you and that situation are together karmically, right? So those things come to you karmically, or those people come to you karmically. You feel, if this is about a person, you feel like you've known them before, or maybe you've known them all your life. And this isn't necessarily a card where people stay together. It just means that you come in karmically to learn a lesson, or to learn an experience, or to have an experience. You don't have to learn, just to have the experience. And you have 50%, and then they've got 50% once the lesson or once the experience is done with, to stay or go in the relationship, okay? So their advice is, remember, because I am feeling this for some people. Remember, some people are not meant to stay in your life. They're meant to have that experience for you to grow your soul, so that you can move to this other area of life, and so they can move to this other area of life, right? Or even the situation. Because if some of you have had a really, really hard time in, the way that how you're living, or what's going on around you, or maybe your job, maybe your career, whatever this is, maybe you're with your family, they want to remind you that, once the lesson is over, you expand, and you're going to move into a different area. It doesn't stay that way forever. Okay. And I'm getting that strongly. I mean, I'm getting it with the romance and the love relationship like that, but I'm also getting it in other areas of your life, where you have to remember that we have seasons, and that we have life cycles, and that this isn't going to stay the way that it's going to stay forever. Okay. So just hang in there. So where you came from was the Fool. So this to me is like 0 point energy. This is like you thought you had everything together. Everything was like right on target for you to make these decisions and move forward. And it's like you're getting all your stuff together, because listen, Cancer, you handle your business. I know you do. A lot of people may say whatever, but I know you handle your business. So it looks like you were getting things in order. It looks like you had some opportunity to do some stuff, maybe even opportunities with relationships. And then from that point, it hasn't gone anywhere because you haven't made this decision, right? So they're saying, as soon as you make this decision, it's going to help. It really is. But you feel like you don't have enough information, and that's okay. Because in your fourth position, at the beginning of the 2 weeks in October, you have the Page of Coins. So for some of you, I love the Page of Coins, because this is news that's like physical, that manifests into the physical reality. Anything pentacles or coins to me is physical. So this is news that, and sometimes it's news of money, sometimes it's news of a relationship that's going to be solid. It just depends on the energy you put into it. Whatever this is a solid start. So let me just say this. It's not an ace where it's a start, but it's the news to create the ace. That's the start, right? So you could have news of money coming in and you're like, yes, okay, now I can get my home. Or news of money coming in and say, yes, now I can move so that I can get this job so that I can do whatever, right? Or now I can get my car, or now I can do whatever. Like this is news that's going to help you move forward. Okay. And I think on an intuitive level, you're kind of feeling that with this. And that's why you had made a decision, right? So in your 5th position from your higher self, well, I'm sorry, let me go. They want me to go back here. Okay. So if this is about a relationship or somebody coming in, if you're single and you're available, well, you do have someone coming in. This is a nice page. A page is there to remind you, that you can be loved and that you can smile and that you can laugh and that you can be happy and that you can be joyous, right? A page is not there to stay. They're just there to entertain, right? And that doesn't make them any less. It's someone to come into your life that makes you feel happy again, that makes you smile, that makes you laugh, that makes you enjoy life again. Okay, so some of you do have that person coming in. And this page in particular is really nice because he or she is not too forward, and he or she sort of lets you take the lead, and he or she sort of moves slow. You know, they may feel like they're not going anywhere. Eventually they will, but they may feel like this time is now and let's enjoy it, right? Okay, so in your 5th position from your higher self, I always ask your higher self, what is the one message they want to bring through to help you move forward in love? And you have the Ace of Coins. So what they're saying is, I kind of feel it here, is you have starts coming, you have beginnings coming, your life is changing, the phase of life of your life is changing, and so you have these solid starts that are coming. Now the Ace of Coins to me is that gateway. It opens the door, it starts the foundation, and it depends on how much energy and the type of energy you put into these starts to make it solid. But they have the potential to be really, really solid foundations, okay? And then however much energy you put into it, it will flourish. It could make abundance. You know, you just have to work at it. So they want to let you know that you do have new starts. Maybe some of you that's with someone. Like I said, I feel like with this 5th house, with Jupiter in your 5th house, I feel like some of you are going to have some really intense love affairs this year, some really intense love coming this year. So you do have the beginnings. That's going to be coming through. Now, in your 6th position, at the end of the month, you're going to feel like your hands are tied, like you're just too much in your head, like you're, like I've tried everything, I can't do it, everything that I try, it just gets stuck. Right? Everything I try, and I've just got too many things on my plate and I'm not getting anywhere, right? And so I feel like whatever the situation is, whether it's in your family or your romance or yourself or, you know, your job, whatever this is, you're feeling like you just can't go anywhere with it, or you're trying, but it's not working, right? So remember that during this time, it just feels this way because you may be spread too thin. So focus on one thing at a time. Just focus on one thing at a time, and then handle that, and then handle the next, and then handle the next, right? You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to be super mom or super dad, or superwoman or superman. You don't have to be any of that. You can just do one thing at a time. But either way, you're going to be feeling like that at the end of the month. Okay, in your 7th position, this is your fear. So your fear is, you have the 9 of Cups. So I feel like some of you are like, am I ever going to be happy? Is there ever going to be somebody coming in that I can, or some of you have that someone, but you're like, is there ever going to be a space where I'm like happy and joyful and emotionally fulfilled? And I feel like some of you are like, you know, I've been working on other things for so long and working on this relationship or working on finding a good relationship. Is that ever going to be a place that's going to happen? you're fearful that it's not going to happen, that, you know, there's always going to be a struggle, or there's always going to be something happening. There's always, you know, and that's just a fear. So fear is there to remind you what you want and what you don't want. So you know you don't want that. You know you want to be emotionally fulfilled. You know you want to be emotionally stable. You know you want to be not taken advantage of. You know you want to smile and laugh and enjoy life again, right? So just remember that it's just a place to bounce off of. You know that you don't want that, so focus on what you want, right? All right, so in your 8th position, this is the way a loved one will be viewing you or dealing with you. And some of you, this is someone coming in. So even though this person may be a page, you have this king coming in, some of you, or queen. To me, the king is not just, this card specifically doesn't mean the gender. It means the sign itself, so the fire sign. So it can be a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries. And I do feel some Aries and some Leo for you guys. So I feel some beautiful Leos for some of you. So this person that comes in, they have the possibility of coming in the month of October, depending on their phase in life, depending on, you know, what's going on. They're ready for a relationship, but you'll know this person because they're very driven. They're very driven, and they know what they want. And when they go after something, they don't fail at it. So, but they are ready for a relationship. They just may not understand. They're so used to going for something that, like, when they come to you, you kind of help them understand and open up about deeper love. Like, they know deep love, but some of them have forgotten, right? And so you sort of open that part of them. Now, for others of you, this is actually you, and this is the way the universe is treating you. This is the way the universe sees you. Very driven at what you're really, really wanting. The stability, you know, to be emotionally fulfilled, going and getting what you want, but doing it in a regal way. If it's like a softer, kinder way, right? And so they're saying that those things that you've been working for, when you have the King of Wands, those things that you've been working for, the relationship, the money, the stability, the home, the family closeness, like all of that you've been working on, that's going to come through because you're driven about it, because you've done it, because you've been working on it. So understand that that's a possibility for you. Okay. And it's in the October one. So I kind of feel like things sort of shift for you guys. Yeah, maybe like in the next couple of days, I'm seeing too. Kind of for some of you, maybe this next week, I'll say. Now, in your 9th position, this is your hopes and dreams for some of, well, this is your hopes and dreams, but I consider it that outer realm of the energy you're bringing in. Some of you are bringing this other person back, this person you can't let go of. And I do feel that, and I'm not talking about like just letting go of them if they were a romance. I'm talking about people in your life that have been in your life in the past. You may have somebody coming back and sort of coming into your life. So I feel like that. But for others of you, I feel like this person that comes in, some of you that are ready and you're open and you're available, I feel like in this next year, you're going to have this great love affair. And I feel like this is karmic. I feel like maybe you've known them in a past life, or maybe you feel like you've known them before. Maybe they're so comfortable with you. And so I feel like that for some of you, that could be coming in. But again, it depends on the phase of life that you're at, and if you're ready and available for that, right? And some of you have had such a hard time of really, really letting go of someone. And so you've been sort of keeping that other person and waiting for this other person to come in, right? And so I kind of feel like that person may come in. In your 10th position, this is the overall outcome of what you'll be working through in the month of October. You're going to be working through stability. The Four of Wands is stability to me. The Four of Wands is, you know, you've already laid the foundation. You're just now putting up the walls. So to have a solid home, right? To have a solid life to have that. And so it just takes some action going through those doors so that all that is available to you. And it looks like that's what you'll be working on. And again, I'm talking about even in relationships, you're getting to a place where you already know what you want. Some of you have let go of what's no longer serves you, and it's just about moving through these doors so that you can start building the walls with someone, so you can start building a home with someone, right? So I do feel like you'll get evidence of that. You just have to take the action. So right here and right here, I'm seeing where you don't want to take action at the very things that you need to take action about, right? And the universe is like giving you all these opportunities, right? But you're just not wanting to make the decision about certain things. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. So just use this time wisely. Understand that you know what you really want. You understand what you really want. This is what your fourth house was about. Really exploring your soul and really exploring you and really exploring you and your relationships, those relationships around you. So even though it's scary, you can take the action. You can make the decisions.